You will not go to space today.
We are live also.
Excellent.
Is it
Does Todd,
excellent though?
Welcome to
I don't know if
welcome
Todd
to
still have his
Naval
backpack
Munitions
woes.
Talk.
Yeah.
It's my favorite talk.
The Naval Munitions Hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Todd's not logged into Warcraft anymore, so I'm guessing he'll be here soonish once he, bio break or whatever he needs.
Exclusively talk about naval ship-to-ship warfare and smooth jazz.
Classic combination.
This is Venus Flytrap. Show that
Wait,
nobody
what?
else remembers. So
I do not
was-
know that.
There was a television show back in the 70s called WKRP, which the only part that has remained was God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. Which, does anyone know?
No,
Okay, so
I have
that
nothing.
comes from an episode where the radio station owner was doing a promotion where for Thanksgiving he had these ideas to throw turkeys out of a helicopter
Oh no.
to a crowd as a giveaway.
Right.
And
they just plummeted to their
well,
deaths.
the guy on the newsman on the scene, they do basically a recreation of the Hindenburg
Right.
news call. and so at one point, the owner just walks into the radio station. He's just ashen faced. He goes, "God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly."
Well, wild turkeys can fly. Domesticated turkeys hella cannot fly.
Anyway, so it was a radio station set in Cincinnati, and there were a bunch of DJs, and the late night DJ was Venus Flytrap.
That's awesome. Like fly trap, like TRAP, or fly track?
Flytrap, Venus Flytrap.
Okay, because Venus Flytrack would be a really cool name for a DJ. These are some fly tracks we're laying down.
Right, yeah, that would be your kind of like a house DJ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tim Reed.
In fact, I'm tweeting that right now.
There's Venus Flytrap.
Kind of like electro house, probably.
Yep. Sweet, pretty, motherfucking country acid house music.
Yeah.
In the words of
Dwayne Love,
Dwayne Love, yes.
who I think is dead now.
Yeah, I think he died. It's a miracle he lived as long as he did.
Yeah.
He did a lot of speed.
Marco, that's not a frozen pizza.
Dr.
I wanted to be on
The
time
very-
today. I didn't have time to put it in the oven.
The very
Exactly.
honorable Reverend Dwayne Love.
Right. Man. Yeah, I had almost a Steven level of sinus event going on
Yikes.
over the weekend.
That's not good. You never want to go full Steven on a sinus.
Yeah, like I thought I was dying.
Yep.
Like my head just felt so bad. I was like, am I gonna die? But I didn't have a fever. I was like, none of
Right.
the things that kill you don't have a fever in them. What happened?
Right.
To me? And then I remembered I was up in my damn ceiling trying to
Cutting
figure
drywall.
out why it was so hot next to the air vent in my bathroom.
Yeah.
And so you know that my entire office was constructed by like, I don't know, a fourth grader or something.
Yeah.
Like it,
I have been in that office and it is amazing.
yeah.
Like I am not good. I will fully admit that I'm not great at laying drywall. Or I have a passable hand at construction. I'm certainly not a professional. But the fact that they realized that they had a cord that was too short and cut a hole in the corner of the room and passed the wire through the interior of the room.
Yeah.
That was so Mickey Mouse.
No, I'm not even talking about that part. Because that's like under an eave, right? Like they didn't bother to finish that. I'm talking about my actual office. Like if you look, at the end of the room, for example, there are two outlets
Yeah.
next to each other
Yeah.
for no reason. They're at different heights, and one of them is not code compliant because the box is sticking out past the wall.
Yeah. That's not great.
No, it's not great.
That was someone's first day.
Yeah. And so I think that at this point I am pretty convinced that the fan in that bathroom just vents directly into the attic.
Yeah, that can happen. This is no joke. After like 35 years in that house, my dad decided to rip out. He was getting a new dryer, so he decided to rip out the old dryer vent, and literally the like coiled dryer hose just went into the ceiling, and then nowhere else. So there was like 35 years of dryer lint blasted into the ceiling between two like structural members. And then from there, it went all the way down the full length of the house, where there was a tiny little vent that probably clogged 24 and a half years ago. And yeah, it's a miracle it did not burn the house down.
Yeah. So it's that. And so I was like, but that doesn't explain why it's. Oh, and also it's not like there's not ventilation around it. So like if you turn on that bathroom fan, you get back pressure.
Right.
It pushes your hands away from the fan.
Oh my god.
So I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about that, but that doesn't explain why it's so damn hot.
Yeah.
So like I took the cover off of the fan and there's just like a full half-inch gap between the drywall and the fan casing.
Yeah.
On all sides. It's just straight into my attic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? So I have some like high density foam.
Yeah.
That's for insulation that I use for like making like buildings and crap for
sure. Panes and stuff.
Yeah. So I just like made a ring out of that to like cram up into that space. But in so doing, I like exposed my face to this thing, which is just covered in like probably a 1/16 of an inch of just solid caked dust. And some of it must have like fallen into my face and directly into my sinus.
Yes.
I thought I was gonna die. For like 3 days.
I don't think it must have been dust, because I don't think you can be allergic to gypsum. Like, I don't think that's a thing.
No.
Beings can
No. I'm sure it was the dust.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly over it now. I got
That's good. I mean, you sound a lot better.
Yeah.
Well,
I got some
you don't sound like you're dying.
Yeah. So I took a bunch of allergy medicine. I hate taking medicine, but I did it.
Yep.
So,
it's
damnable
good
chemistry.
stuff. I finally got ADHD medication, and it's like, oh, this is what normal people feel like all day long. I got ADHD medication, and then somehow I was miraculously able to understand the rules of this game better and write a bunch of macros.
as if by magic.
Because I wasn't thinking about Batman all the time.
Batman. Hey, Todd, did you win your backpack? Oh, Todd's muted. He's not talking to us.
No, I did not. I didn't.
No, nobody ever wins the backpack.
All right, silly
There were
question.
2 backpacks. No backpack.
2?
Still. And we wiped once. We had so many new people. It was
What?
just a
That's
crazy.
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. There was like a new tank, and it was just bad. It kept stage 3, man. You know, you know this transition from stage 2 to stage 3, and I mean, just out of nowhere. I think maybe it was in stage 2, like near the end of stage 2. I think that the new people didn't know to get out of the breath because we just had like a swath of people like die.
Just die.
Yeah.
The dragon is hot at the front. You don't want to stand there.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
I don't
we
know
had-
anything about that game, but I still know you don't want to stand directly in front of a dragon.
right, don't take the dragon breath. And then
Yeah.
and then we had lost so many people that people had stopped DPSing because they weren't sure, like, well, are we gonna like reset or keep trying to kill it? And so we had this kind of like lull, and then we started to try to kill it, but we had a healer disconnect, and
Oh God.
it just went. Yeah, it just went. And paladins were trying to pick up the healing, and it just fell apart.
Belly up.
Yep.
Josh, do I have to send you an image if I want to change my avatar?
Yes. Maybe, I think.
Like, not
100%
my.
clear to me. Like, if you just take an image and you drag it onto the play area, will it post for you? Because it does that for me.
It
Oh,
should,
like,
but it should.
I like my mini. My mini is fine. I forgot how to
What is
change.
that? Oh, are you this guy, the green necklace man?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
You go to
I
edit,
like
you go to
that
your
guy.
character sheet, and you click edit, and then there's avatar, and you click remove, and then you put a new one there.
Ah.
Was that too fast?
Wait, where is this? In your character
Char-
sheet?
Go to
Oh,
character sheet,
yeah.
Yeah, you got to hit edit first.
hit edit,
Yeah.
and then
Again, the wrong avatar. Like this guy. I like my mini. He's awesome. Do you see how I'm like a 2-ringed winged angel?
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay. I have done it, and I immediately forgot how to do it.
It's
Green winged
a.
angel?
I think it's your roll 20 setting, not your.
Oh,
character
that's
setting.
oh yeah, that's
'Cause
right.
It's actually global. Like that's
You
you in
can't-
all possible games and accounts.
Yeah, you can't do that like in once you're in the game. That's right. Because I was like, I swear to God, I've done this before, and I clicked every single thing, and none of
All
it.
right. I think we got everyone now, right?
Jose.
We got Hot Coldman, we got the Maestro, we have Spider Monkey, and we have the Wabash Cannonball.
That's me.
All right.
The man who is also
Okay.
admin. Oh, do we have any
Okay.
way for me to keep track of jewels?
your head. Use your brain.
I mean,
You can use button pressed.
I can.
Do you,
Yeah.
is Button Press still available to you?
Yes.
Then
What does he
if
look
it's
like?
important- if it's important, use button
The main
press.
question is that now, like, I have the option to put a bunch of different jewels on the same mini, right?
Then put a number on it. Fill one of the
Oh
boxes
yeah, I
and
can put a number of
multiply
button
it.
pressed. Right. I can give it a counter.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright.
I think that the sky just died.
I don't know what that means.
There's been a very powerful rip of thunder.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's been happening for like.
Totally ripped one.
Yeah, this one pierced through my noise cancelling headphones. Is the
All right. Well, we did all of our
Yeah.
introductions last week, so it's robot fighting time.
Does anybody have
Nobody's not in the
impetus?
game. Matt Brooks,
What?
join the game.
Yeah, you're not on
Join the
Cockatrice.
Oh, I'm not in the cockroaches game. Who started it?
I did.
Marco. I was thinking the same thing.
I did almost this weekend build in an interface so that we could just do this all in the app. I came really close to it, but I was just like laid up, could not move, like just splitting head. I like, I could just build this motherfucker so that we can do all the rolling in there. We wouldn't have to have this extra thing open. It was like one of those really, you know, like you're on the edge of delirium. It's like I should have just rolled with it. It would have been really interesting to look at that code later. I'm sure it would have worked. That's one of the things, like, you know, like when like your baseline function, when I'm functioning at like 20 to 25%, statistically, I'm functioning at like a full engineer level.
We lost Steven already.
Ah, damn it.
Damn it, Steven.
So I probably could have gotten something, but it would have looked really wild. It probably would have worked, but it would have looked very interesting to me at a later date.
I suppose this would be more interesting if I take this lightning map and kind of guess about where Steven lives and look there.
I will tell you he lives in Lenexa.
Lenexa, yeah, so the boondock.
Which my understanding is there is a grand total of 5 houses there, so it's probably gonna be about 20% right too.
I'm texting him to find out if his power died or just his internet.
If his power died or he did.
He says internet, so I guess we're in a holding pattern for a couple of minutes. Maybe we can just assume, well, I guess he's the brawler. We probably shouldn't assume he's going last.
Yeah.
Can you look at his character sheet and see if he has...
So I wrote no macros for this because I'm playing the Chronicler. I wasn't sure how often I was going to be rolling my dice versus how often I was going to be rolling other people's dice.
Oh, yeah. If you're a Chronicler and he's a brawler, probably proceeding without him is a risky proposition.
Yeah.
All right. I'll 5-minute hold here. We're only at 9 o'clock, and we'll see how fast this goes.
Sure.
Probably won't be as fast as the DPS one, but
The DPS very kind of like rip and tearing. I don't expect this is going to be.
You mean fast to our own deaths or to the deaths of the monsters?
I mean, I did die last time. I think we decided it was your turn this time.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
Return of the Steven.
did anybody have impetus?
No.
No? All right.
I
Anybody
still
else?
can't see anything. I'm waiting for pages to load.
Okay.
Nope.
Well-
It is here.
I think we
Why?
can probably start anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Roll 20 is not. Oh wait, hang on. There it goes. Okay. And that's really weird that it let me log into the call before anything else. Huh. All right.
It's probably stateless. So
5 cards in the hand.
I'm back. Unfortunately, my county living in New Kent has like the worst
I pulled
infrastructure ever.
up the Lightning Strike website to just sort of look at your neighborhood, Steven, just sort of see how it goes.
Yeah, thanks. You're just monitoring the situation.
Yeah, well, you know, that's all I can really do.
you got it.
How do you know where I live?
New Kent's not that huge, and it's a
Okay,
map.
look, ass. I'm not the only.
The only New Kent resident.
Yeah, I am also the mayor, and
I'm not zoomed in on
Observe
your
my
house.
stash.
Behold!
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not zoomed in on your house. I just have, 64 running across the map, and there's the river, and there's, the marshes, and okay, Steven's around there somewhere.
he must be. Yeah, he's
There's West
between,
By lightning.
he's between the highway and the swamps.
Was there 3 giant aliens before? Like, I thought there was only 2.
There
There
were
were
only
3.
till Josh decided to hurt us.
No. The first fight has 3, and the second fight has 2.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that lightning strike was much closer.
Yikes.
That could have been at somebody's house, according to that. That's interesting. Not mine,
Okay.
but, somebody's.
All right. Who's going first? Otherwise, these aliens are gonna go to town on you guys.
No, I can go first.
Okay,
What cards do I have?
I think I have impetus.
Oh.
No, I
then-
don't. I don't. I forgot. I always take impetus, but I didn't this time.
All right.
Do I have? I don't think I have anything that's gonna modify my. Well, I'm gonna focus intensity. Basically,
Because I have high speed.
How about the 14 on expertise?
14 on expertise will hit. What are you aiming at?
The guy at the bottom.
Okay.
That is not very good damage.
He will take. We are on the next attack too, right?
You're on what?
We're on the hands attack too.
Attack 2.
Correct.
So he'll take 9 damage, and a jewel is marked on him.
Nice.
All right.
That you don't
I have a
understand.
grapple line.
You don't understand, Steve. None of my damage depends on my die. I did
Got
not meant on this thing. By the time that we are done, I will add 24 damage to my die roll.
Nice. That's pretty baller.
Okay.
Who's
I
next?
grab a line onto one of these pillars.
Say again.
Can Todd?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I will also
Which
prepare an
one?
action to gather courage, by the way.
The one that's behind us or the one that's in front? Or it doesn't matter?
Well, what are you trying to do?
Kind of like I have a cling speed and a grapple line. I'm trying to get out of the sand.
So if you make so you can basically make a strength check to jump, and you can add your 2d6 from grapple line to it. So like whether you are whatever direction you're trying to go, that's what you're tethering to.
Right.
So once you're on that surface, you can grapple to it, or you can cling to it.
And what's the jumping distance? Normally. Guess I can
Hold
open
on,
those real
I'm
quick.
looking up the rules. All right, movement, jumping. Long jump covers the same distance in the same way as ordinary movement, except it ignores gaps and low obstacles. The number of feet your character jumps is 5 plus the skill check result.
So
It
it's
means
my
any
D12
character can jump 5 feet without rolling, etc., etc.
plus my D6.
Steve, you know that you don't need to change your actual name in the app in order to have that name show up when you post in chat, right?
Yes, I'm aware.
No,
But it's
Steve.
more fun.
What?
Steve has been changing his name every time, but like you hadn't post in chat with the name showing up as Wabash Cannonball without having to set your name as Wabash Cannonball.
I forgot to change my macros. Hold on. I got.
How do you do that?
You see under chat there is like a drop down menu.
Yeah.
It says
So-
as, yeah.
Yeah, and
Wabash
select your
Cannonball,
identity that you will use
Oh.
to post in chat there.
Outstanding.
See, if I wanted to post as like the characters for last week, I can do these. If I wanted to post as the sexy Eminem, I can do like.
It's the sexy M&M. It also takes
then
literal seconds to type one.
You also get a D12, and if you're trained, add your might.
I am trained in strength.
Okay, so then it's D12 plus might plus 2d6.
Okay, so that is a D12. I rolled a 1 on my D12. So
What? Where? Oh, I see. I see what you did. Okay, so you have 13. So if you're
13.
jumping to this nearby column, that's
Okay.
enough. And if you're trying to jump to the far away column, you don't get there, but that clears 18 feet, so you can get to the edge of the sand pit.
I can be like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll do that. I'll jump right in the face of danger,
All right.
and I will play a rattling shot. Okay. That's
I broke my hair thingy. Go find another one.
there it goes.
What's that against? Vitality?
Yeah.
This is a problematic amount of hair that I have.
I'm rolling terribly.
11 will not hit vitality. What shot are you using?
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. Do
I
you
was-
want me to ship you my macros for the?
Yeah, you probably should. Let's just assume it's the first one, the hit shot.
Oh, but you're the controlled, right? So it's.
Yeah,
So that's only +2.
2. Plus
Wait,
one.
I thought that both sprites were DPSs. Maybe I'm just an idiot.
It's plus 2. It's 13.
13 is still a glance on the big guys.
Okay, my glance is 9.
Okay.
That's a lot of range.
Okay. Who else we got?
All right. Is anyone else in impetus scrum?
No, you're not an impetus scrum. No one's an impetus scrum.
Okay. Then does anyone want to go?
Dang.
You're the brawler. Go brawl somebody.
All right. Shall we brawl? Are we all ganging up on this guy on the bottom?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well,
All right.
if you can gap on him, my jewels are gonna go away, but that's also acceptable.
Yep. Oh, by the way, does anyone need to get into combat?
Oh no.
Like, would anyone want to be near any of these guys?
No.
Sorry, I did not mean to roll that.
I wouldn't mind being net closer to this filler, but other than that.
Okay. I might be able to do something about that. So let me see what I drew. Oh, are you kidding me? Ugh. Cockatrice booted me out when my everything went to hell. Hang on.
Let's see if I can add something here. Let's see.
So I sent you my macros I post them on the Google chat.
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
Hey, my buddy.
The skill check you can just copy from your other characters. You will need to change, because I added luck, right? So you'll need to change that to fix bonuses.
Yeah, I got that. Yep.
All right. Can anyone see me? Okay, I'm in. Outstanding. All right. So yeah, I can try to move you closer to that pole. So I'm gonna run up to my dear friend here, whose name I can totally remember, Spider Monkey. I'm gonna grab Spider Monkey and try to throw him a little further up the pole. Like grab him, move him over to the pole, and just try to give him a little huck.
Sounds cool.
As a strength check.
Please do not hack the spider monkey.
Yeah, hock me up there.
Yeah.
You have to yell yeet when you do it.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Let me see if you are about to be yote. All right.
I believe it's Jotun.
Jotun.
Yeah.
So Josh,
I think Jot is the past part. It's the simple past.
So that's a D20 plus 2D6, correct?
D12.
D12, and then 2D6. Not great. So that'll be 7, 8, 9, 10 to pick him up and run with him.
Well, if he's willing, then
Yeah.
I don't think you have to.
Oh, I
The
don't
monkey is
actually have to
willing.
do anything?
The
Haha.
flesh may be weak, but the monkey is willing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's a different card, Josh.
I can't see what card you played.
Oh, I was doing Enter the Fray.
Oh, okay.
I do want to kind of ask everybody to do what you are doing and keep cards out in Cockatrice, because Chronicler, I need to refer to them.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Are you training? Yeah, and you're trained in strength. So what's your might?
Well, I'm trained in strength, and I have.
Yeah, but what's your might?
Oh, sorry. My might is 4.
Okay, so that's a 14. Yeah. So you just want to pick him up and carry him with you? That's fine.
Yeah. So I carry him. I can't move his icon, but I carry him over closer to the pole.
Like here?
Yep.
Do I gain any elevation with that?
Probably not. Not with that roll.
Well,
that was just enough to pick him up, right? Like I couldn't throw him with that.
I mean, you could. No, you're not going to throw him with that.
Yeah.
no fastball special happening with
Didn't
that.
think
with
so.
That number.
But I got you over there, and now I'm going to finish my movement by getting next to this guy and whacking him. So let's see how that goes.
Oh, I forgot I could do something.
All right, am I in aggressive stance? Yes. Submit. Was I more than 10 feet away when I started this attack? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I granting my aggressive stance bonus damage to myself? Yes. Submit.
Good night.
Oh shit!
Okay.
And max on all dice.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, hey, loading. Welcome to the shop.
So that's 35 damage.
Okay. What
And
are you
Nice.
with?
What's that?
What is the attack here? Oh, this is enter the fray.
This is enter the fray. Yeah.
All right.
So I have this it's a spike maul, so it's one of those big, like long, thin, to like 10-pound hammers that you use for driving in railroad spikes, and just whomp him right on the top of the head.
To be clear,
Yeah,
wait, aren't you part trained?
Yes, I am literally part trained.
Yeah,
Why
with
didn't
like
you
a
just
loud
run him over?
release of steam, you
Yeah.
drive this hammer through this just all the way through this thing. It is ruined. A lot of damage.
Choo-choo.
It is no longer a coherent amount of matter.
No, you ruined this guy. Hurts real bad.
A little unfortunate, actually, because now I can't hit both of these idiots.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll grab one of them and bring him over to the other one.
They just need to be within 50 feet. So
Yeah, I can do that. Grabbing things and moving them around is what I do.
if you would line them up so that I can hit one of the guys in the
gonna
back
come
too.
to here and try to take a swipe at Spider Monkey.
Oh, and I played a card, so that means I get to
Ooh,
one
that's
and
crit.
discard one.
So it's gonna be unless you have a defense.
I do
Who?
not.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you take the thing where you force them to reroll? I guess if they're not the lock build, so it's not as good.
All right. But you're sticky, right? So he's gonna try to push you.
I am
So you have
sticky.
to make an overpower check against you. Is that right?
Yes. In order to force move me or knock me down, he must make an overpower check, and I get a bonus.
That's 18. Where's your might defense?
18 versus my might defense is a hit. Almost exactly a hit.
Okay. So it'll push you back away from this pillar. And that's going to be 22 damage.
Okay.
Let's see. This guy's going to come running in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
You all right?
Yeah.
I heard that from here. Man.
Yeah, it just got over to my house.
Wow. Heart attack.
Okay.
Something happened to it.
So we're going to have
That's that.
Matt, have you gone yet? I don't think you have.
No,
Are
I
you
haven't
ready?
gone yet. I've been writing macros and trying to consider options.
If you're not ready, I can have the minions shoot stuff.
Yeah, have the minions go. I'm almost done with these series of macros.
Okay, so one of them has a shot on the Wabash Cannonball.
Okay.
All right, that's going to be 14 versus expertise defense.
That is a hit.
Okay. So you take 6 damage.
Okay.
And you are covered in a goo.
I cannot click on my character for some
Oh, wait,
reason.
that's versus might defense. Why is my macro wrong?
That's versus might?
Yes.
It's the same. It still hits.
Okay.
In fact,
So-
that would hit all my defenses.
Yeah, you get a 10-foot bind on you.
Okay. I get a meaningless bind. Got it.
Yep. Now there are going to be 2 shots.
Why can't I click on my
3
character?
shots? 3 shots against Hot Coldman.
Oh,
That's unfortunate. Could there be fewer shots against me?
There could be, but there aren't. All right. That 9 looks like a miss. Yeah, that's a full miss. And we've got a 16 and an 18 against your might defense. I'm going to fix this macro.
Those are both hits.
Okay. So give me a second. Make defense, save. Okay. So that's a total of 12 damage. And you have 20 feet of bind on you.
I also have a meaningless bind. Gotcha.
Okay. This guy is going to come running around to out here. And then we've got 2 shots on the Maestro.
No, sir, I don't like it.
We've got a 16
Down
versus might defense and a miss.
A 16 will hit my might defense.
Okay, so 6 damage and a 10-foot bind.
Okay. All right, yeah, okay, I can do this. Oh, wait. Hang on, where's the button?
That's the farthest I can be. Oh well, that's fine.
So those are 30
Is
feet.
this still the
Okay.
first turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I am just going to stay where I am. I don't need to move anywhere. And I'm going to play... oh, wait, not that card. I guess that card. So where's the guy who crit Spider Monkey? It's the guy right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have repay in my hand. So
nice.
I will do that to him and see if his macro works. Well, the good
Mine
news
does
is the
not look
macro-
like a good amount of aim.
No, it does not. I really want this to work though, so I will spend a luck and begin the futile re-rolling. I will keep that damage because it was a really nice roll.
Well, the damage doesn't happen anyway, right?
And it doesn't happen anyway. Another excellent point.
So to be
All
clear,
right,
That's much better.
that's much better. So
when
So
when it says this attack deals no implement damage, is that just the dice? Is that the dice plus might? What part is not happening?
Its own damage is completely replaced.
Okay, so the whole thing is just how much damage was there.
That's right.
Okay.
So this guy takes however much he did with his crit to Spider Monkey.
Nice.
24?
Gross.
22.
22.
22. All right.
Yep. So strangely echoing behavior.
Yeah.
Slaps Todd. I cause him to an echo to slap him.
Yep. Yeah. So there's kind of this like resounding, like hitting a cymbal with a big like a gong, right? So he like bashes Spider Monkey away, but the kind of like reverberations go back up the axe and kind of shake him pretty brutally. All right. So we are now in the melee activation, which I guess will be the Maestro again, as well as the Wabash Cannonball and both the big guys.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna grab this guy and actually, you know what? I'm gonna punt him into his friend.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
do the Marco. I'm gonna do the Marco and prep an action to gather courage.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I have an action prepared to gather courage. That means I get to gather
So,
courage. I
I'm gonna
forgot
whip
about this.
around this guy, completely ignoring this useless bind, because it does nothing to me. I'm gonna whip around behind him, and I'm gonna punt him into his friend.
All right.
There's a nice clear line there. I like it.
All right, let's see what we got. So that'll be special delivery. And push the target number of feet equal to the damage dealt by this attack. If the target enters the space of another creature, target stops, and the creature takes damage equal to the excess push distance. So this is against his might.
Mm-hmm.
And rolling it up. Am I in aggressive stance? Yes. Am I 10? Was I at least 10 feet away? Where was I? Yeah.
On the other side.
No,
of this
I was adjacent. Do I need the bonus damage? I kind of do. Can I change that? Instead of going behind this guy, I'm gonna go behind this guy.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and I'm gonna punt him into him, because then it'll do more damage.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully. Okay. Aggressive stance, yes. 10 feet away, yes. Am I granting aggressive stance bonus damage to myself? Yes. Submit. Okay. 18 versus his might.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes 28 damage, and he goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, he only takes an additional 3.
Okay. And the other guy takes 3.
Yes.
They kind of like bonk together lightly.
Crack into each other, but not as brilliantly as I would have hoped.
Well, that's all right. Still okay. Did another 30 damage this round.
Good point.
Nice 10 damage. Should I take a turn to set up on this area?
It is. It's Matt's turn.
Oh, right. It's all your go.
And he gets to go as though he were still adjacent.
Yeah. So the boss gets to pick if the guy that was moved gets to pick if they want to attack Matt, right?
Yes.
That is the.
It's my turn?
That's the joke there. Yeah.
Yeah. You were in melee.
Okay. Let me do card stuff. So first off, I have healing factor, so I automatically gather courage.
Nice.
Oh, that's what I needed to check, actually. I have a gather courage that from last turn because I had prepared an action. So I should check how much that is. Ah, that's a lot of gather courage. Holy smokes.
Oh, wait. Do you actually have vitality for a change?
Yeah, this is the vitality build, so my gather courage is
Sweet.
9.
Hey, I like the idea.
Yeah, I get to heal a bunch.
Are those guys... Okay, hang on. I gotta now draw... Like, how far away is everybody? Okay, so that's 30 feet. Oh, I can do this from right where I am. Great. I'll cast Redact on both of them.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
What a booger, though. So I'm going to assume 10 does not hit their vitality defense.
It does not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just let it go. I'll let it go. So it glances for 7.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that the one that started out next to Steven is gonna take a swing at him before he ran off.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 12 versus your might defense.
12 versus my might is a glance.
Okay. So it's gonna be 7 damage and
Okay.
no other effects. What was the glance damage on that?
7.
7. Okay. So that will be enough that this other guy just collapses as this like wave of whatever you're hitting him with. I don't know what the special effect is here, but
Wait,
like
who, me?
no.
Maestro?
Yeah,
It's a wave of music.
yeah. This like sound wave hits him in the back.
The eels are probably alive with it and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not here, so you have to.
That's all right. Yeah, some
There
kind
it
of
is.
musical shenanigans. All right. So now
How's
it's
this?
range activation.
I don't want to waste my turn attacking a single guy, I don't think. This guy is new, right? Like, he's gonna die. The thing is that he's gonna die before I actually get any chance to actually set up on him. So I think I'm better off just clearing these idiots or up the hill.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
No, exactly 50. Nice.
Do you have line of sight?
I'm gonna move there. I can fly.
Oh, got it. Duh. But wait, I thought you were ranged. Oh, right. It's ranged. Yeah, never mind. It's ranged activation, even if you are not. Even if the attack you are doing is melee.
Right.
I mean, I also don't need to be there. I don't think.
Slightly. He's taking 10 damage.
I'll just hop out up here now that I think about it. And is there any way I can hit 3 of them? No. Ooh. I will spreading influence on these guy and these guy.
Okay.
How's a 14 on vitality? Oh, 15 actually, because I have
Yeah, that'll be fine.
yeah.
And what's the damage? 16?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's sufficient.
They are hot or cold wounds.
Yeah.
They're gonna take shots at you before they go.
I think that's very rude of them, but you know.
It is.
You're
Sisters
flying
are not-
straight at them, so you exchange fire. I think they're gonna take the worst of it.
On account of the fact that they're gonna fucking die, yeah.
So that's gonna be 15 and an 18 versus my defense.
I think I should supposed to use yeah, but those are both hits.
Okay, 12 damage total and 20 feet of bind.
I'm gonna have to gather courage next turn. That's so rude.
Okay. Spider monkey.
Alrighty. I shall clean this up. I shall ponder, gathering some courages, which is a whole 3. It's so sad.
Yeah, nice.
Yay,
Get to
nice.
eat both of them.
And then I am pondering, so I look at the top 3. And then I put them back wherever I want. And then, well, oh, I forgot to draw one first. Forgot to draw one. Hold on, I'm figuring this out. What's that? Okay.
Oh, you're gonna extrapolate? Man, I love extrapolating. That card's so good.
But my activation already began, so I can't extrapolate, I assume. I
Yeah,
did something?
Right. It's at the start of your activation. So if you draw it as a result of another card that
Oh yeah, if you pondered into it, then yeah, you cannot.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that won't work. So I'll keep Moment of Greatness. I'll play Covering Fire, even though I know exactly what these two cards are, and they're not going to help. With like another Covering Fire? I have all Covering Fires.
It's covering fire all the way
Covering
down.
Fire, right? This is all Covering Fires?
Q
don't know what's
astronaut meme. Wait, it's all covering fire? Always. Has been.
Always has been.
Wait, I'm drawing a discard. Wow, I've totally confused myself with the playing these face up, right? So I'm drawing and discarding still. Oh well.
I don't know.
It's only chaos. There's nothing controlled about it.
Okay.
Totally
Fair
cool.
enough.
All right. I'm gonna Covering Fire this thing. I can Covering Fire myself, right? It says target.
It's another, right? Isn't it another ally?
It says willing creature.
Doesn't it say it's not another?
Nope. It says choose a willing creature.
Yeah, sure. Then it can be you. That's fine.
What? I could have lassoed myself this whole time.
All right. You might want to update that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Vitality. Vitality of 19.
That's a hit.
Okay, so that's 18. And I move myself like up this way, like back 5 and then up 5.
Okay.
Or I, vertical 10 because I leap. I don't know, whatever. I can't leap. I just move, right? Well, jumping
Right.
is movement, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's regular movement.
That's regular movement. All right, so I'm 5 foot up this thing. Probably just right in its eye sight.
Right at the eye line.
Right in the eye
Okay.
line. Eyeliner. Right in the eyeliners.
Right in the eyeliner. And very fashionable. All right. So we're gonna have one shot against the Maestro. One shot against the Wabash Cannonball in that order.
Okay.
17 versus Maestro, 13 versus Cannonball.
Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah, 17 will hit my mic.
Okay, each of you takes 6
Okay.
and the 10-foot bind.
Okay.
On which guy? Oh, on this guy?
Yeah, 40 foot.
40 foot?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very relevant. So this, okay, there are 2, 3 guys. Yeah, they all kind of just are going to shoot hot Coldman, I guess.
This is just unfair. They're all.
I mean, you kind of presented yourself as a real sweet target by flying up in their face.
Good thing you have some vitality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Also, that they're rolling like hot Garbo. So
Greta Garbo's nickname.
yeah,
yeah. So the 8,
Greta,
I'm assuming, is a straight
Garbo.
miss. The 12 will
Sister,
hit.
Margot Garbo.
The 10 will
That's
miss.
a different story.
Well, I mean,
10
So-
will glance.
yeah. 10 is a glance, 12 is a hit.
Okay, so that's going to be a total of 9 damage and a 10-foot bind, and this guy will move around the pillar to where he can see you, and one presumed shoot you next turn. Okay, are we back to nobody being in melee? Yes, we are. So we're having an everybody activation.
Hooray!
Alright. I am going to gather courage.
I automatically gather courage. Ha
I will
like
then.
This is great. I should do this more often.
I would then like to use my plasma lens attack to annihilate these guy and these guy,
Okay.
which conveniently line themselves up to be in a line, which is gonna turn out to be not the best idea for them. Oh no! Rolled the wrong implement. I didn't mean to roll this implement. I'm gonna I did all the damage, if that's fine. I meant
Okay.
to roll the other one. Well, I'm gonna just roll power, and then we're gonna assume that this is whatever. I'm assuming 15 hits them anyway, so we don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they each take 13 damage.
Okay. They melt. They will blast back at you as they are annihilated.
If
Again.
I go before somebody, I can move them. I can do the Chronicler teleport, and that'll grant you a +1 aim bonus, which I've been rolling like crap. So I just want to share what I can. Does anyone want to be moved? I guess is what I'm saying.
You could move Todd farther up the pole.
Oh, that's what I've been wanting to do my whole life.
How far can I move? Can I move to this pole over here? Like,
Yeah, how far is it?
Is it 40?
Let me check that. It's vitality based. Golly, now you gotta make me count squares.
Is it 8 squares?
Well, I can do 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I am able to move there, then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can totally teleport you. Yeah, I can teleport you to that other pillar.
I'll take it.
Nice.
How much bind do you have right now? Just 10?
I think I have 20 total feet of bind.
Okay.
It's only one.
But
You're in
I
the same.
have I have extreme conditioning. So
Oh, okay.
extreme conditioning flavored as the seems to always step in the right spot, basically.
Ah, clever.
Okay, so I gotta turn the grabby on. So I move here. That's 10 feet. And then I can move. I move Spider Monkey. I bounce it. Well, I have to do the attack first. So I'm gonna do reiterate on this guy and try to build a little luck out here.
Not bad.
No, not good though. I'm assuming 12 does not sound like it's going to be enough to hit his expertise defense.
No. 12 is not enough for his expertise defense.
Okay, well, he takes 7 glance damage, and Todd, you get teleported from one pillar to the other. You have a +1 aim bonus.
Okay. Zoink.
Okay.
That's it. That's my go.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Who's that? I don't know. I guess so.
I'm gonna hit this guy directly in front of me.
My move card.
Whoop woo. What am I gonna hit him with? I don't
Knuckles
really.
of Justice.
I mean, you're a train. You can hit him with yourself.
Yeah, I don't need to kick him in the nuts,
But
Yeah,
but I might kick him in the nuts. Yeah.
Like, when we're talking about kicking people in the nuts, it's not necessarily a question of need.
Right. It is. This is
It's more
definitely.
like, do I want to kick him in the nuts?
Yeah. So I'm gonna move to there, and I'm gonna kick him square in his ghoulies with my spike maul. Am I in aggressive stance? Yes. Was I 10 feet away? Yes. Do I get ag bonus damage? Yes.
there. Now I have
Right in the
posted
goulet.
Right.
Lowest defensive fight.
Okay. His lowest defense is might,
Okay.
and 18 versus might.
Easily a hit.
Okay. And 26 damage to his ghoulies.
All right, his ghoulies are no more. He's gonna lash out at you as he feels his impending ghoulie doom.
Yep.
It has now experienced a sudden ghoulish shortage.
Hey Steve, what's the Wabash
Crippling
Cannonball's
ghoulie
favorite hardware
shortage.
store?
Oh no.
Hey Steve,
Yeah.
what's the Wabash Cannonball's favorite hardware store?
I don't know.
It's got to be Menards.
All right.
God damn it.
you take 13 damage.
Okay.
From that shitty joke.
Yeah. 13 psychic damage. Okay.
So that takes me to 22, 20. No. That takes me to 30.
Just do plus 13.
Yeah.
So if you click on where it says 19 right now,
Oh, you can just.
that little dialogue comes up. You can just do plus 13 in
Oh,
there.
no way. It'll do the math for you?
Yes, it'll do the math for you.
Well, it did not. It 100% didn't.
I am
Yeah.
not surprised that somehow
It didn't. It does not
it's
do
not
that.
working for Steven.
Oh, wait. No, crap. Now it just. Wait, 42.
I did that. I just did the math for you.
Okay. I hate all
Alright.
of you. I am bad at math.
Okay, well, 2 of these guys are going to shoot at you before you move.
Okay.
What is my health?
The mines are irrelevant because you have a million feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
What is your movement speed, by the way? Do you have both? Are you at the full 240?
No, it's just 120.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Fine.
All
right, so
not putting your poster
Both
on my
the
wall
wait,
anymore.
all 3 of these guys are shooting at me.
No, just the last 2.
Oh, okay. Those are both hits.
Okay. So it's going to be 12 more damage.
Damn. All right, I'm getting close. I'm halfway to shaking here.
Sounds like you need healing factor.
And then these 2 guys are going to come around and shoot Hot Coldman. Well, the 2 that can see Hot Coldman are going to shoot Hot Coldman.
Again, I think this is very rude of them.
All right, that's 1 hit and 1 miss. So that's going to be 6 damage and 10-foot bind.
And one more irrelevant bind.
Yeah. Are you also very?
Yeah,
Very
I'm fast.
speedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fast and flying. Do both of those
All right.
things.
Then
And I'm on it all.
we're back to the everybody activation.
Okay. I'm
going to move right here where I can see these idiots. And annihilate them, both of them.
Okay.
Hopefully. I am going to attempt annihilation. With spreading influence, it is also my moment of greatness. We will do this focused intensity thing, so we deal a little bit more damage. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's... whatever. Who cares? I'm like fully on it all at this point. I'm assuming a 19 is enough to hit their vitality, in which case they each take 20 damage and presumably get completely demolished.
Yes. Yes, they are no more.
It is no longer a good day for them.
They feel their impending doom. So there's another 12 damage.
I am taking a significant amount of damage, but probably...
But you're a vitality character, so you have over 50 hit points this time.
I do.
Okay. So... Yeah, there we go.
Oops, I did that wrong. That should be my shaken value. Yeah, I'm really close to shaken, guys.
Yeah, but probably these guys get one
What is
turn,
your
right?
actual
Well, there's
value?
no healer though, so you're gonna have to.
Yeah, my actual shaken value is 62.
Oh, you put your KO value there.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, man, that seems awfully high. But I questioned it last time, and it was all correct. So
Right.
Oh,
No,
well, that is...
that was a small mistake.
Well, it's correct that you are close to being shaken. I cannot imagine these guys be dealing more than going one more than once more. Like, you know, like if you guys can kill these 2 idiots before the turn ends, I'm gonna question your usefulness in this team.
I'm probably just gonna gather courage twice. since there's probably more baddies on the way.
We're gonna get to fully restore our health before the next fight starts.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
But we're not
this is an encounter break.
Just murder them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, are you going? I'm just going to
Go
move to
ahead.
there. I'll move to there and cast Reiterate on one guy because I would like to be able to hit something. Well,
So much for
I don't
that.
think anyone. So much for the oneser. Well, but it's also a 14, so I can use the 14 to hit.
Oh, yeah. 14 is good enough.
Oh, good. So that will do 16 damage.
Okay.
And if anyone wants it, there's a critical failure just sitting out there to be snapped up.
I'll think about it.
A juicy failure.
I may not be able to make it to this guy. Those two 10-foot binds have actually.
Oh, wait, hang on. How far away are you from me? I can teleport you.
Oh, nice. You are 25 feet.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. I
It
can
was completely
teleport.
intentional.
You can teleport 5 hexes away from me up onto that stage.
Oh, nice. Wait, 5 hexes from you?
Yes, because I'm the one teleporting you.
Oh, got it. Okay. So, like, there?
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
yeah, if you want to be more westerly to
Yeah.
up to those dudes, you can do that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Oh,
one
nice.
of these guys is annihilated, right?
Yeah. This guy is dead.
This guy is no longer having a good time.
So I get
Yeah, he'll
teleported to that.
shoot at Hot Goldman and miss.
So that was our first
Immediately
time.
There's
before
been a lot of misses. These guys are not
Oh
very
no, he
good
was
at their job.
actually shooting you either. He was shooting at Matt. Whoever attacked him.
All right, and now I'm gonna attack this guy.
I don't think he can hit me. There's a big pillar in the way.
Oh no, the one that you killed.
Oh, that's more reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. He also missed you, so.
So I'm gonna move adjacent to this guy.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna menace him with my hot train action. This is against vitality, and
It's against vitality and the laws of nature.
aggressive stance. Yes, 10 feet away. Oh yes, aggressive ag stance bonus damage. Defo. Oh dear.
Jeez. Okay. Well, so much for that guy.
That guy wrecked.
Yeah.
Gross.
Like he flies like a golf ball through the air. And he is no more. All right. So you have thoroughly dispatched those guys. So let me change my macros. You guys can do your
Matt.
I also imagine that the maestro somehow is always just prancing around like Cab Calloway.
Nice.
That keeps anything from getting in his way somehow.
And
No,
he's
Matt.
swinging.
Oh yeah.
I just
Yeah,
realized
what about,
something. The next time you keep a 1, you roll a 1 on reiterate. Check if I remember to ask me if I have enhanced stability on my end, because then just manufacture a crit out of it.
Okay, yeah.
Just letting you know.
Well,
The
also-
old
the
switch
reverse is
around
true.
auto crit. Yeah.
Well, the
pretty
reverse is
spicy,
true. Let me know if you have enhanced instability, and then I can, because I've got 5 copies of Reiterate.
Yeah. I have enhanced stability in my hands right now at the beginning of the exact encounter. So
Oh God, what the heck happened there?
reiterate to your heart's content is.
That is not an intended interaction, but it is definitely a supported interaction.
that is not an intended interaction, but it is sweet.
Yeah.
It is very, very good. All right.
Nope, not that one.
Yeah, I just drew it in my new hand for the new encounter, and then I was like, wait a fucking second.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right, so go ahead and move to whatever position you want to be in and do your all but fatigue healing.
Hey, actually, I don't think I took enough to take
I
fatigue.
did not take fatigue. My fatigue value is actually not like 0.
Only Todd.
What if
Only Todd.
Yeah, my fatigue value is 17, so like I'm actually at a point where I'm unlikely to be fatigued by random strong heats. I'm probably only gonna get fatigued by creds. Well, I mean, by last week that's where we were, right? Like I took like 4 fatigue, 5 fatigues, but then the counter was over. And then I died. But you know, like
You're stuck on top of the pillar on purpose?
Yeah, I'm just sticking there.
yeah, I don't know if it counts
Yeah,
as
you're-
stuck if you're there willingly.
because he's sticky?
Sticking. He's
I'm
stinging.
sticking.
Annabelle, you're a good dog. You're so grumpy.
Okay.
Punch me
Yeah.
the red,
So
shovel
just
tap me.
like so just as like a topographical reminder, you guys are on a platform that's like 8 feet up from the lower
Okay.
section here, and
Yep.
the ceiling is 40 feet high.
Okay.
So
Man, I just fit under there when I was Reprobus, the giant werewolf.
indeed. So here we are. Let me open.
I almost
If
bought.
it wasn't
a
clear
drink.
from my camera, I'm gone for like a second. I'm gonna make myself a drink and get it back. You guys can.
I wonder if I
I'm
can.
not looking at your camera. All right. Well, I'll get up for a second too. I've
Okay.
been drinking a tremendous amount of water. At Joe's insistence, it's the only way to deal with any kind of illness.
It's true.
You want to just
I mean,
flush things, work out the kidneys.
There's very few illnesses that water will not help, unless you ate a bunch of like calcium carbide or something.
Are you
Don't do
speaking from
that, by the way.
experience?
If there's any children listening to this, they are not forbidden pop rocks. Well, they are forbidden pop rocks. But
Or-
they're forbidden for a good reason.
Or if if the illness is water poisoning, in which case that won't fix it.
Hyperhydration is a real problem. And it's especially a problem because people would be suffering from hyperhydration during marathons because they would like force themselves to drink tons of water before they went running. And then they would start like having all of the symptoms of hyperhydration. And then everyone would think that they were dehydrated because they were running marathons. And then they would give them lots more water to drink. People are dumb. What is happening?
All right, I'm back. I did it.
Outer space.
Every time I go to the bathroom, I think about how great Parks and Recreation is, because the term Whiz Palace.
It kind of springs to mind.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm here for the Whiz Palace. Oh, by the way, so I bought a couple of new tools and they are amazing. Where has a pneumatic nail gun been my entire life?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been trying to decide how much I should invest in an air compressor.
You should definitely invest in an air compressor and immediately buy a pneumatic nail gun. And I got a good one. It works really well. It's made by Hitachi's spin-off company. I forget what it's called. And then I got one of those. So I've had a reciprocating, like I have a reciprocating saw and I have a jigsaw, but I got an oscillating saw, like the kind that you use to cut people's skulls open, but the hardware version. And damn, that thing is sweet.
Wait, you got a pneumatic reciprocating saw?
No, that one's electric.
Okay.
But I did get a pneumatic nail gun, and it's the business.
To be clear, when you say reciprocating saw, it's not called that because when you saw the wood, then the wood also saws you, right?
Well,
No.
that can happen.
But it's not like by design.
Right. A handsaw is not called a handsaw because you use it to cut off your hands.
Wait,
What
it's
a bone saw is.
A bow saw?
A bone saw.
Oh, a bone saw. Yeah, I was about to say a bow saw is not for cutting bone.
No.
Wait, is the bow saw an actual thing?
Yeah.
It's the kind with it looks like a bow.
Oh, no, like that kind of saw. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have
I don't
one
know
of
what
those
you
at
call
home.
those in Italy.
Now that I think about it, because we use it to cut the wood that then goes in our chimney. We have one of an old timey.
Why are you stuffing wood in your chimney?
The wood goes in the fireplace.
Yes.
The smoke goes in the chimney.
Yes. Sorry. That is what I meant. The fire. And then the fireplace. You understand?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
We use the same word for both in Italian.
I mean, oh,
Really?
Yeah.
There's no separate word for chimney?
I mean, as far as I know, I call both camino. Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah, the other thing that like completely blows my mind is how recent of an invention chimneys are. Or at least like the idea that a chimney was a thing that everyone would have on their fireplace. Like chimneys did not become popular in most of Western Europe until like the 1500s. So like when the settlers were at Jamestown and they built chimneys on their houses, that was still a pretty new idea.
Yeah. It was pretty novel.
Yeah,
Time.
which is crazy. Like, because I used to talk about
Style
that.
at
I
the
was
time.
working in the Indian village.
Oh, we got like
Like-
3 frames of Matt's kid showing up, and then the camera started working again normal. I don't know what's happening.
Weird. But yeah, like people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe."
You're muted, Matt.
Matt's
You're
also muted, so if he's mentioning
I'm talking to my child who's just
Gotcha.
on
Oh,
the
okay.
phone, so
I saw you do air quotes, so I
Yeah.
assumed
Yeah.
you were.
we got 3 frames of them on camera, and then it's like
But yeah, like, so we would talk about the Yahakan, the Powhatan houses, where they just had like a hole in the roof to let the smoke out, and people would be like, "Oh my god, like, the Europeans had like chimneys to let their smoke. I can't believe like the Powhatan would just cut a hole in the roof to let the smoke out." And I'm like, not that long ago, this was also every house in Europe.
But
Like,
also, which of the building materials in that house did they think was a good candidate for a chimney?
right? Yes, yeah, the reeds or the saplings.
Yeah, which of those were you going to put closer to the fire to guide the
Yes.
smoke?
Instead of putting the fire directly in the middle of the house where it's away from all the flammables
Yeah.
and having the smoke go up through the hole like the Romans did.
Yeah, well, literally.
Yeah, it worked. Don't mess with success.
Are you back, Todd?
He's muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And it's
Then it's go. I got places to go and balls to kick.
all right. Yeah. It's the Everybody's From.
Okay. Wait, I thought somebody had impetus. Marco,
Nope.
don't you have impetus?
Nope.
nobody has impetus.
Nobody has.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this red guy is pretty close to me, so I'm gonna kick him in the balls.
All right.
Choo choo, coming at ya. Low blow. This is against his lowest defense because it always is. I'm gonna adopt aggressive stance because I like it. And does anyone want to move next to me? I can teleport you to me when I. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's if I I'm sorry. That's if I adopt defensive stance. I'm in aggressive stance. All right. Let's hit this guy. Aggressive stance. Yes. 10 feet away. Yes. Aggressive stance bonus damage. Yes. Submit. Oh no. That is
That will be
unlikely.
inadequate.
So I move to there. I try to hit him. It's a complete turd sandwich.
Can't
Okay.
make it a sandwich without breaking a few turds.
Yep. This says
Unfortunate.
target one creature. Is this a ranged or a melee attack? Oh, it's a melee. Sorry, I can see that now. All right. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
Wait, no, you don't need to. It's fine. I can enhance its instability and
Oh, really?
yeah, enhance away.
And turn it into a critical?
No, you have to reroll, and if you reroll on the if you roll it one again, then it's a crit, but you get a reroll.
All right. I'm rolling again. Balls.
Steve.
The worst result.
All right. I am going to.
You may now reroll.
Yeah.
Does it still count, by the way? If he rolls a 1 on the reroll?
No, it's just on that one roll.
Okay.
God, you son of.
Steven!
Though.
That may hit. So that's 3. That's 5, 6,
That is
7,
an
8,
11.
9, 10, 11
Against,
against
lowest
their
defense.
lowest defense.
It's against its might defense, but that is not a hit.
Enough. All right. You know what? I'm gonna spend my last luck. Come on. I was doing so well. Yes.
There you go.
All right.
18.
All
All right. Smash this guy
What's
right in his giant alien nards.
what's his lowest defense?
Fight.
Might. Excellent.
Aw,
Okay.
I'm bummed.
And he takes 32 damage on the trot.
Yep.
On the trots. All right, and then because I whomped him, I'm gonna complete. I can split my move action, right?
Nope.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
Do these pillars go all the way up to the ceiling?
Yes. They're approximately 30 feet tall from the platform, approximately 40 feet tall from.
Yeah, I just wanted to figure out if it would stand on top of it.
You may not.
But Todd is sticky.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to preface this action by telling a story. When they were filming Batman Forever, Jim Carrey was goofing around with the Riddler cane, and he was spinning it around. And at one point, he clocked Tommy Lee Jones straight in the nuts.
Nice.
And Jim Carrey promptly fled to his trailer and locked his door because he was convinced Tommy Lee Jones was going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
This
Tommy
is
Lee
all-
Jones, I'm sure could have. He was an ex-football player.
And this is a long way of saying I'm playing Revisit and running up to hit this guy in the nuts.
By way of explaining.
In case it wasn't clear, that's what's.
Uh,
God damn it, guys!
Oh no.
You
Oh,
do
no.
throw 1 luck from the last encounter. I don't know if you counted that.
I have not redone luck. You know, I will re-roll. Oh wait, it's the chronicler, so I can re-roll everything and keep it if it's worse.
That is much better.
Expertise.
The-
Expertise is the lowest defense on this guy.
Okay, so he takes, but I'll keep the damage from before. So he takes 16 Menards damage.
All right.
I mean, the hearts. I get it now. Value.
So the hardest I've laughed at somebody today was when Alex was playing one of his shooty games, and they're all running around, and all his friends looks down, and he goes, "Hey, look, a grenade!" And I laughed really hard at that, but I just got the Menards as a close second.
Oh, that's not a well structured. Not a well structured clip.
That is so good.
Now I get it.
Can somebody in chat clip that? Actually, can somebody in club clip that? Oh wait, Bernard, I just got that. Can we do that, please?
That was
All right. Okay. We got anything else happening?
I think we're good.
I mean, I haven't gone yet, but these guys can go.
Right.
I can go after.
Okay.
I also haven't gone, and I don't know if I can. I will.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
does anyone want to be Marco? I guess. Do you want to be teleported? No, you're out of range when I use the attack. Never mind. Everybody's out of
It
range.
doesn't matter. I'm in range on both of them. I'm pretty fine where I'm at.
Because I would like to try to covering fire either the music maestro or the train man. I can't remember your name.
Woo woo! I'm the Wabash Cannonball.
I will
the
say
cannonball.
that if
Does
they
anyone
could get
not
close
next
to
to
each
it?
other, I wouldn't mind hitting both of them. But
Okay.
like, if
Does
we
anyone
get
want to not be close to where they are at the moment?
I could stand, like, it would be nice for me to not be adjacent to this guy.
All right, I will attempt for you not to be adjacent.
Cool.
How about a crit?
Oh, holy shit.
Oh, double
Ooh.
crits.
Double crit.
31 damage. All right. That's pretty good. What else
So,
happened? Oh, and you get to move them.
yeah, you get to move 10 feet, cannonball,
Hell yeah.
and the creature is webbed for 40 feet of bind.
Nice.
Nice.
Interesting.
Five times
Interesting.
extra
Interesting.
plus 10. Yeah.
Let's see. Where's the measuring tape? How do I do that?
It's the thing that looks like a hair comb.
yeah, it's like a circle with a head comb in it.
It's the fourth one down.
Okay, so you're 50 feet, you're 50 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I move around the other side of the pillar.
Okay.
Yeah,
Please.
I do that. Actually, that's a great idea.
Okay.
I can like get shot by the other guy.
And you're not in difficult terrain because you're not standing on the sand.
This guy is going to attempt to lasso Hot Coldman with some spaghetti.
No.
So this will be
His palms are sweaty.
God. Oh, I hate that I know what you're talking about.
that's a miss. Okay. Sonny's going to let out a blast of silly string and attempt to envelop. Nope.
Appears to be another miss.
Yeah. All right, and then he'll spend his move to work off that bind, but he can't actually move. All right. We've got this other guy on the other side here. So he is going to attempt to grab the maestro. Okay, that's not a 1 or a 2. But it is a 14 versus vitality.
That exactly. It's my vitality defense.
Okay. So you take 17 damage,
Ow.
and you are grabbed and shaken on your next activation. All right. So he's grabbing you, and he's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, you can move with him. See, blocked. Oh, hold on, one more. Confused myself by not completing that transaction. All right, there we go. And now he's going to attempt to swipe at Hot Coldman.
Slightly just far away.
So
That's a glance.
okay, 9 damage. Okay, that's it for both those guys. Coldman, what do we got?
Oh, sadly, they're still not quite close enough to each other, so I will have to be boring, I suppose. I will go ahead and position myself. Which should be slightly out of range of that guy, assuming that the range of the guy is 50 feet. Yeah, perfect. And then I will. That's my card, and then I will fire off a focused intensity on these area. And you said expertise was its lowest defense, right? For the guy at the bottom?
That's correct. That's correct.
No, thank God. If I use the wrong die again. I meant to use power.
Okay.
Fuck. I will reroll the damage. I did not mean. Oh, I guess I can just add a d8, right? Power is d6 plus d8, I think, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just added d8.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. Okay. So that's gonna be 12, 16, 30 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And he is gonna gain Bejewel.
Okay. He's bejeweled.
Correct.
All right. So now we have a proper melee activation. So, Maestro, you are shaken and you are grabbed, which means that you are immobilized, and you have to pass. You have to make a successful overpower check against this guy to break his grip.
All right. Well, first off, just through healing factor, I automatically gather courage. So let me mark that down before any more abuse happens.
Okay.
Does the overpower count as one of my actions? So could I overpower an attack, or do I have to do?
If you try to move, so basically you make a move action, and as part of that move, like before you actually go anywhere, you attempt an overpower check, and if you fail, then the movement fails.
Okay. I think I'm just going to play a redact on this guy.
Okay. That seems pretty good.
So that's
Nice.
17 against vitality and 17 damage.
Okay.
And whatever that last attack it used is gone until the end of my next activation.
Okay. So the last attack he used was the is it the last attack he used or one of your choice?
Um,
I forget the way that card is. Okay, so that was the one that he tried to knock over Marco with. Well, I guess he'll re-grab. So this will be try to grab you again.
Fun fact: a re-grab is a technique used in Super Mario World Kaizo levels, or like some like advanced Super Mario World speedrunning, where essentially you do a jump and then leave the jump key, but then repress the jump key before you land, and that to modulate how fast you're falling.
Nice.
So the 9 is a straight miss. and 11 misses my expertise defense. So
Okay.
I take the 9 glance.
Okay.
Excellent. Am I up?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was melee. Everybody went in melee.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go after the boss goes, honestly. Because you might come
Yeah.
closer to me and then I need both of them.
I'm gonna run. Let's see. I'm gonna play. Enter the Fray. And I'm gonna run up to the Maestro, and I'm gonna
hello.
what?
I said, well, hello.
Yeah, and I'm gonna attempt to rip you out of this guy's clutches.
Okay.
So
So make it
by
overpower.
ripping its hands out.
Pretty much. Let go of my friend.
My hero.
All right. This is against expertise. Oh wait, should I do the strength and grace first?
Yeah, you might as well.
All right. So that's a D12 and then 2D6s.
Plus your might.
Oh right. Okay. So D12, 2D6s, and then.
Okay, that's enough. You got 17 there already. Let's just
Let's just
All
stop
right,
there.
Okay.
yeah, that'll be
Stop showing
fine.
off.
Yep. So I
Okay.
grab him and rip him out of the beast's clutches, and then I'm gonna go for my main attack against the bad guy. Aggressive stance, yes. 10 feet away, yes. Ag stance bonus damage, yes. Okay, that's probably not enough. That's 11 versus expertise.
That is enough.
Really?
Yeah, it's lowest defense.
Outstanding. He takes
That's
20,
it on the nose. 27, you said?
26.
All right. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, you managed to like get yourself in between the maestro and this guy's body and just kind of like smash its arm. Lose its grip. All right. What do we got, Spider Monkey?
Okay. I play multivariant extrapolation.
All right.
I draw a card. I toss that card. I play a Rick 25 feet, I think is not correct. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I play a rattling shot. Draw this. No. Go that way. Yeah, I'm rattling shotting this guy with the crystal on him. I'm using damage. Okay, that's 18. I'll auto hit this round.
Okay.
So he grants a +6 resistance on its next attack. It takes 23, and I don't think I move actually, even though I have double movement. I think I stay here. I think I'm happy here, so I'll stay.
All right, you blast it in the face with some spider webs.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, gets webbed over the eyes. Now it can't see as what to do its next attack.
Nice.
And +6 resistance.
See how you like it,
Oh,
Spaghetti.
and a 40-foot bind.
Okay.
A lot of binding.
What is it that makes you bind them?
My class feature.
Oh, you have a class feature? Okay.
Yep. When I hit with a class attack, I may also apply a bind equal to my expertise times 5. Oh, and it grants a +1 aim bonus. Crap. Thanks for asking, because I forgot about the +1 to hit.
Nice.
That sounds really useful if we had an opportunist in our midst.
Yeah. True. So everyone gets +1 to hit the purple head.
All right.
Oh, that guy made a mistake.
Purple head.
Well, this guy's gonna move up, and he's gonna try to lasso Hot Common. If that works. 16 versus might.
Oh, is me? Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, 10 damage. 1, 2, 3. All right, and now he's gonna spaghetti all over all three of you.
Gross.
Ooh, a first.
All right, we did it. We got there.
It only took 4
Oh,
different times.
Yeah, really not very stellar roll, but that's all right.
That's a glance for me.
12 versus vitality.
Glanzo.
That is a glance on me as well.
What do we got, Matt?
The 12 is the 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a glance on my vitality.
All right. Well, 7 damage to each of you.
Well, it's 7. And
A pox on all your houses.
Yeah. Forget you. I'm doing 7 damage to everybody.
And with my action, I'm gonna move here. And we put in this card. What am I doing? You. Play face down. Perfect. Then I'm gonna fire off a plasma lens. How's a 14 against expertise look like?
It will glance the red one and hit the purple one.
That's acceptable. They both receive a jewel, and so they each take 3 damage. They both receive a jewel, and
You only place jewels on hits, right?
I don't think so. I think there's been
The other one places them on glances because it's.
Should I reroll then? You're right. You know what? Let's do it. I will roll both because my damage also was the worst.
You was the worst, Burr.
I kind of want to put jewels on both of them. An improvement. How does this 17 look? 18, sorry, because I'm on a roll.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice.
So that's gonna be 14 damage on both of them.
All right.
They both receive a jewel, and they will each receive 6 additional damage from all attacks until the beginning of my next activation.
Nice.
All right.
Next turn is when I start actually dealing lots of damage. But
So now we are in the melee activation. So this guy, this purple guy, is pretty badly damaged, and he has a very heavy bind on him.
Sucker. All right. Who's up?
Everyone in melee.
You and me.
Yeah.
Any? Sorry. Go ahead.
It's it's Steven, Matt, and Purple Guy, and then the other activation is me, Todd, and Fusion Guy.
So I think, whomst should I kill?
I'm going to apply my gather courage, my free gather courage right now before I forget about it.
Okay, seems good.
I think you should go after Fusion Guy, because now I get to start dealing lots of damage to both of them with each attack. So
Okay.
I might be able to kill purple guy for free on my turn, kinda.
So I'm gonna whip around behind Fuchsia Man to there because I can move a billion, and then I'm going to, maybe reverse kick him in the nards. Maybe the old backwards nard kick special. Or should I menace him?
Nards.
Yeah, but I always kick him in the nards.
It's always funny though. And I have a revisit in my hand, so if you kick him in the nards, I can kick him in the nards. So,
And that's the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the nard kicks that we made along the way. Yeah, okay, let's both kick him in the nards. So, or do you make me kick him in the nards again? I don't know how that works.
no, yeah, revisit is just I get to do the thing.
Oh,
So-
cool. All right. So
And
I'm gonna kick this guy straight in the nards, and rolling it up. Well, actually, I'm gonna hit him with a spike maul in the nards, which is way worse. I am in aggressive stance. I was I 10 feet away?
Yes.
5'10".
you were
Yes.
next to me, yeah.
Yep. And aggressive stance bonus damage I'm granting to myself. Submit. Okay. Bad news for him. 18.
Yep.
And
Bad news for sure.
33 damage to his precious and unprotected nards.
Yeah. You ruined his gonad. Laughing way.
All right. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. It's more nards. Okay. Oh no, that's a miss. That's a lot of damage.
As the classic Greek philosopher Maimonides said, it's
I'm-
pronounced Maimonides.
I'm gonna re-roll that and try to hit him in his nards because I rolled max damage. Oh yeah, there it is. So we
You
take-
exchange those results, and now they're both 10s.
yeah, except I can reuse the damage.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
use the roll from the other.
That's
So,
why I
yeah,
said now
so
they're both 10s.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so yeah, he takes 19 nards damage.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah, this guy is about to keel over. He's looking real bad. But he will take a couple of swipes at you since you're still right here.
And
So
teabagging his nutsack.
yeah, yeah.
Is
Since
Steven
you
still, is Steven
yeah,
still
one of
there?
his
Well?
nards flies back and hits you in the face. So he yeah, so he'll try to first knock you down.
His only defense.
That's
That's a glance.
Yeah, that's a glance. Okay, so that's 9 damage, and then he's going to try to grab you.
Gonna maul you with his fearsome
13.
gonad.
Oh, remember to add 6 damage to all of your damage rolls for
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, so that's 25 damage instead of 19
Okay.
with 6 bonus. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's still just barely hanging on there.
Ah,
Oh, don't
Okay.
worry. I get to deal 8 more damage to it for free during my turn.
13.
17,
13 glances my vitality.
13 glances. Okay,
Yes, my-
so it's
my
9 more
vitality
damage.
is 14. Okay, that is adding up. As it is meant to do.
Don't you heal every turn?
Yeah, but I've been.
This one here
I-
is granting a +6.
Yeah,
Okay.
you counted it. The fusion
counted
one
it.
also was they were both granting a +6. So I think
No,
if
no, no.
Steve.
+6 resistance. It's granting +6 resistance.
No, I am
From top.
making them grant a +6 damage.
And Todd is making them
And-
grant +6 resistance.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I take.
No, my point is that
Six less than
was that damage
damage, or-
calculated for the hit of Steve on the fusion one?
Oh, the fuchsia one is also?
Yeah, both of them because I hit both.
So that's 6 less damage from each of those attacks. So instead of 9 and 9, it's 3 and 3.
Yep. So you save 12 damage there.
Okay.
It's only its next attack. So the second attack gets full.
Or is it?
Oh,
Okay.
just one?
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 damage. Okay, so I'm at 31.
Right. Range activation.
All right.
I-
So
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
gather
ahead
courage.
and focus the intensity on Fuchsia guy.
Yeah.
This time I will use my precision implement. How
Focus
does
that.
a 23, I think, on expertise? I'm assuming that's a hit.
Sounds sufficient to me.
So Fuchsia guy takes 17 damage, and purple
Okay.
guy takes 8 damage.
Okay.
Well, purple guy's still alive.
That is enough to take down purple guy.
I knew it.
Yay.
I will also gather courage.
Okay.
17. Is
If you saw the
like
X-Men
two
movie.
fingers, and first that's the steel in play. I will play a card down to gather El Coraggio. We'll put you down to gather El Coraggio though, and I will concede the floor to Todd.
Okay, I rapid
Spider
fire.
monkey.
I move around a little bit and then rapid fire that last one.
Nice.
Rapid fire is expertise. Could take the expertise is as low as defense, isn't it?
No, this one's might, I think. Expertise was purple guy's lowest defense.
Oh. Okay.
We already know might is the lowest defense for Fuchsia guy, right?
All right, I'll go ahead and re-roll that.
Josh?
Not bad. Well,
Yeah. So Fuchsia guy's lowest defense is might.
okay. Well, I missed, so I re-rolled 14 versus expertise. Oh wait, I rolled the wrong thing. Shit, I forgot my rapid fire is 2. Well, it is 2, right? So
Oh, that's
Hi-yo.
one of them is a crit.
Okay.
all right, that was my rapid fire macro. Sorry about the other
Okay.
one.
Well, that's pretty good.
All right, so we're taking
So
that and not the other 2 because I'm just off today. It's 28.
okay. So that will be enough to take down Fuchsia guy.
Huzzah.
In his dying moments, he will attempt to lasso you down from your perch.
Oh, whoa.
We'll see if that actually works, but he will try it. That is this one. 15 versus your might defense.
Now, my defense, I believe, is 17. It is 17.
Okay. So you take 7 damage from that, and then he'll let out, kind of as he falls, just kind of a blast in this direction, which I guess includes the maestro. All right. So
Will definitely hit my vitality.
okay, so that's just 10 damage.
Okay, I'm not even going to record it because I'm just
Right.
gather courage. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he is defeated.
Huzzah.
Assuming, do we have enough time to do the boss encounter also tonight, or are we just?
It's already 10:30. Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
But yeah, so you I think this is the most efficiently you've navigated these yet. Like,
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that the nature of support characters is kind of like more like, oh, they're kind of all like jack of all trades type things. So,
right.
like, the support, like the controller entropic is kind of a hybrid DPS build. the controller brawler is kind of a hybrid tank build. So like, they kind of
No, it's a hybrid DPS. Steven was doing 30 damage,
Yeah, no, you're right.
35 damage to these guys. That was nuts. It's literally
Literally nuts.
Menards.
And
think gotta
I
sell
was doing that
ball
much damage with a might of 4, which is crazy.
yeah.
Right, because it's vitality based damage, right?
Right. Yeah. The big bonus damage that I get is all about vitality. Yep.
Oh, man, the closest Menards is like Ohio.
I'm sure you can buy a t-shirt on Amazon.
Oh, I was going to buy a ball cap, and anytime somebody plays a brawler, they get the option of wearing the Menards hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. You get a +1 to aim if you remember to bring the Menards hat. If you don't, -2.
Did you see the marathon post, Steven, on Facebook? I think your sister commented on it.
Like marathon is in like the historic event.
Yeah. There's a really great tweet about it. Let me see if I can find it really fast. It was kind of relevant to this. Where is it? It's pretty recent. Okay, here we go. It's guys, the history of marathons is kind of whack. A guy in ancient Greece died after running 26 miles, and what do we do to honor him? We run 26 miles and not die. People decided to flex on him for the rest of eternity. If anyone pulls something like that on me, it's instant hands.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I also love the idea of flexing on someone for all eternity for the thing that killed them.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of a perfect tweet.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely spectacular. Damn.
The Menards hat is $6.22.
Oh, that's
my
Oh
God.
man.
no one has ever spent a better $6.22.
Yeah. Even if those were like in $1918, that would still be a deal.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, what was I gonna say? It was something about the classics. Oh no, it wasn't at all. Sorry. It was about Thermopylae, but also about the Alamo, which was I was watching Ken Burns' Vietnam documentary, and they were interviewing a guy who was at like one of these crazy battles where they were just like getting overrun by the Viet Cong, and like they're bringing in troops and the helicopters are getting shot down, and like it's just this insane fight. And like they got word from home that like they were being compared to the Alamo, and and the guy was like, well, we'd heard of the Alamo. And we all kind of knew how that one ended.
Not a positive comparison.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that.
Did you watch to the end of that documentary? Cause
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
no, I'm not joking. I'm joking about being compared to the Alamo.
Oh, yeah. Folks are comparing us to the Alamo.
God damn it.
That's bad.
I just realized I critically hit on an 11 as well as a 12.
Oh no, you've got the expanded crit range.
Yeah, totally.
We could have
forgot
killed
about-
them more efficiently.
It's the downside to writing those macros in real haste.
By the way, since we only have one encounter next time, we should probably put together the
Next.
next characters, right? The tanks.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
what
What
we
are
doing
the-
for tanks? I guess.
What are
So-
the tank classes again?
There's
So,
tank
uh,
opportunist, tank. Both realists are tanks.
Yeah.
Brawler, survivalist.
Brawler is a
Okay.
tank.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Brawler is tank.
There's a
is
tank version. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, those 6.
I assume Matt gets the survivalist.
I don't have to play the survivalist.
It's like your favorite.
Steven played a great survivalist last time. He had that awesome werewolf.
That was a ton of fun.
By that token, I would have to play the realist, and I can play the realist if you guys want me to. I'm super down not to make sense, but like if somebody wants a hand of it, I'm also down to accept.
Let me see if these. Okay. Well, it didn't produce an error, so I'm going to assume it worked.
You know what? Actually, I think I'm down. I think I will run the realist with the Shen option again. I want to see how that's changed since I ran it.
Nice. And you said there's an opportunist tank build?
There is an opportunist.
Yeah, that's what Dabe was.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
that
right.
one. Yeah, that one relies on getting an aim bonus. So if you don't have someone granting it to you, you've got to build it yourself, and it can be a little swingy.
But I mean, if you want to run the Dabe build, we can hedge our bets to make sure that you get your aim bonus, right? Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There are
how?
also things that, like, especially because we're starting this at level 12, there are things like you have more options for giving yourself that.
You can pick the epiphany.
Okay,
You can pick
okay.
You can pick the epiphany that when you move, you can bamboozle people, and then
Phew.
Oh yeah, that's right. The bamboozling. That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
then I think maybe I'll do the opportunist build.
Okay.
That's cool.
the only thing is that your character needs to be hold Dabe. That is the.
Todd, do
Eh,
you have something you want to do?
Well, I can certainly do. I mean, I'm happy to do the brawler. It's like a very superhero. If you don't, because you've already been the brawler and you've been everything. So why don't you just be the survivalist and I'll be the brawler?
Okay.
I haven't been.
One of
either
you could
them.
also be the other realist. There's 2 different realist options.
True. I've been the realist, so
Yeah, you've been actually that option, right? Like that was what's Fan or whatever her name was.
yeah. It was the
Okay.
opposite of yours. Whatever. It was the one that you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I specifically actually want to run the option that I was because I want to see if how that's changed. Because I know that there's been some changes made done to the realist during the fan era. Like back in my day, we didn't get to auto taunt things.
Back in my day.
In my
Oh, I remember.
What?
It was a cheap shot.
Off-tank Rolf comment there.
It was a cheap shot. I accept it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, have those prepared for next time. And are we gonna do Monday next week?
Well, I'll let you know with the guild when the guild. I think they're trying to do it for August, so it's a good chance that they're gonna.
Next
Have
week
that-
is August.
Right. So I'm guessing that I'll know something by the weekend because they haven't posted the August schedule yet, which makes me believe that they're trying to get people's opinions first and then post August. So I guess let's assume Monday.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
so
there's no.
we'll figure it
there's
out.
no
But
reason-
after Monday or
Not
Tuesday
Monday.
next week,
Yeah,
we will do the last of the all controller encounter, and then
Wait, the Shen option doesn't exist anymore.
You've been nerfed.
What do you mean it doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
When you roll
What do you
for your
mean?
Clock of
Yeah.
Caprice, if you roll less than your might, you may use your might as the result instead. Up to a maximum of 6. Up to a maximum of 6?
You've been nerfed.
I can't work under these conditions.
That makes me not want to run this thing anymore. Whenever an enemy attack.
I can run the Shan build, and you can run the brawler.
So basically, the way that this works is that I have an armor of 6. As long as my might is 6.
Yes.
Boring. I'll have to think about it.
I don't actually remember what these options are anymore.
Yeah, just find your old character, your old Shan sheet, and you printed it out. You like hand wrote it each time, didn't you, back in the day?
I did.
In your day?
I mean, I still have. Yeah, I mean, I have printouts, but
Well, it's going to be modified in their builder, right?
yeah, it's modified in the builder. But
Right.
I mean,
you have
I
to-
just tell you the way it works is that as if they roll, if their natural roll was less than my might, I would automatically it would downgrade their result by 1 step.
Right. Well, yeah. So downgrading was moved over to
The opportunist.
the opportunist, and then because you're already auto missed when you are not attacked, this was kind of like you were really double dipping in the auto miss category.
What do you mean auto miss when I'm not attacked?
So when they attack your facsimile,
Right. Oh, right.
auto-
That sounds right.
right? So like there were a lot of
Exactly.
things that were just auto misses, and having too many auto misses is a problem.
Correct.
Like having a decent number of glances at least gives like one, you're still getting auto missed half the time because glances activate the opportunity for you to be missed, right?
Yeah.
So like you're already getting a lot of auto misses, and like stacking on top of that's too much.
While I get what you're saying, that does make me significantly less excited to run this character.
Well, you're just slightly less broken along that one axis.
No, I mean the thing I dislike is that like the total is capped. So like essentially what this ends up happening is I just get to run a character that has in this case like a different an armor of 6, and that's everything I get to do. Like because like I will make my might 6, and I have no reason to make it any more than 6.
Hey, Josh, did the survivalists get nerfed so they can only wear light armor?
Possibly.
Okay.
Hold on. Well, medium armor stopped existing.
Oh, maybe that's it.
So yes.
What? Oh wait, hang on.
Yes, inscrutable fringes. I guess that I shouldn't take inscrutable fringes because then I don't even have to bother with the whole roll a d6 thing at all. That sounds pretty good.
Okay, I picked survivalist, but my talents have like ego manifestation stuff in it.
Try to level up.
Which
and level
one?
down.
Oh yeah.
Transfer psyche.
Transfer psyche is not correct.
Yeah, level up and down, and it'll fix itself. I
No,
think.
no, no. One of them is wrong.
Oh yeah, one tree is wrong. Yeah, one row.
You know, I'll just leave this for a bit.
One cell is wrong.
I don't need to make this right now. I was just
Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out what that's supposed to be, because that's just not the right. It's just not the right thing. I don't know why it isn't.
All right, no
That's
biggie.
weird. Yeah, why is transfer psyche there? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'll have to look. It's just it's just that one. Like all the rest of them are correct.
Yeah, there's probably just I don't know, there's something weird.
Probably a data entry error on my part.
Say it ain't so.
Huh. Yeah. But I don't know, Marco, for the realist, like this was kind of this version of concealing folds was kind of a concession to making something that made them hittable, or is like a reduced variance, right? Because like it's a very high variance class, to kind of reduce that variance, and also to make it not just mono unhittable. So I don't know. I'm kind of open to suggestions on what you think might be a more interesting formulation here. Like you could add.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest. I don't have a solution off the top of my head right now. The thing I don't like, which is something that I think was an issue at the beginning, like was also an issue with the initial formulation of what happened, was that these eventually will make the D6 roll irrelevant.
Right.
Like I'm looking at my defenses now, right? And they don't read 114 plus D6. They read 20, 18, 18. And I do not have a solution to that issue at this exact moment. I'm gonna be frank with you.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
I'll also think about it and try to see if I can come up with something that that is a little bit more interesting. It's also possible that like I'm just being a net, and this is fine. I am. I'm not. I'll have to think about it.
But the other thing is that I'm still thinking about whether I want to have like open offhand rules. So like open offhand bonus. I may want to change the way shields work so that it's a smaller. So instead of being +2 to defense, it would be +1 to defense, but then it would also give you some amount of resistance based on your enhanced defense level.
That's interesting. It's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah. So, and also making it so that you can't switch weapons in combat. So you lock in, and if you want to have two different things, right? So like if you're an opportunist and you want to have access to a melee weapon and a ranged weapon, you can't do two-handed.
I mean, you could do what like D&D does, right? Which is like, you like switching weapon has a cost in actions.
Yeah, but that sucks because
Mm.
like the action economy is not really. It's not built for that, and I just don't think that. I think that the trade-off that you get is that there's not really a reason to ever have anything like I think the benefits of holding things in two hands are high enough, or that having an action for weapon swapping is just it's not a real cost. And I think that's the primary issue, is that I just don't feel like it's a real cost. I would rather give people actual alternatives than to say okay, well, you can have a precision weapon and a power weapon, and on any given turn, you just get to pick whichever one you want, because swapping between them is free if you're a ranged character. Right? I would rather make people make that choice. It also makes heavy weapons more interesting, because if you can have a heavy weapon and another thing, that's actually meaningfully different than having, a heavy weapon and a power weapon both pretty much just be a heavy weapon is a bad power weapon.
Yeah,
So
that much I get. Because,
yeah.
for example, for my character, for tonight, right, I just did never, I knew that they wanted a precision implement and a power implement, and just to have the option to use both, and
right. And I think that having the ability to swap between them then becomes much more interesting as a class feature. You can't just change your weapon to get the exact same effect.
Right.
So,
I just realized that there is absolutely no way for me to get effective glances anymore. And that is cause of great sadness for me.
oh yeah, effective glances does not exist in the talent tree. That is a World Anew only feature.
Do. All right. Well, that might work. It's a slightly broken character, but I think I can make it fly.
All right. So yeah, we'll tentatively plan for Monday, and Todd, let us know if that isn't correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fine. If you just want to, I don't know. If there's no reason to move if the raid does. I mean, the guild doesn't change, but I think they will be changing to that, and I assume it's going to be in August. But like I said, as soon as I know, I'll pass it along.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll see if I can figure out what's supposed to be in that slot for you, Matt.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll work out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, y'all.
Oh, yep. Bye then.
Yeah, bye everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay. Bye.
I think I'm actually gonna go to bed.
Fair enough.
But I think I have a somewhat reasonably built opportunist, level 12 opportunist already. So.
Okay. Oh, okay. So are you thinking of doing of picking the other opportunist build?
I don't know. I'm just playing around.
Yeah. Right. I tried putting together an opportunist with the Shan build. That's
Yeah.
honestly the main issue for me, the thing that it doesn't excite, like, these options don't excite me.
Right.
Which is
Shan,
probably,
I
like,
also-
it's also probably a very subjective problem rather than an
yes,
objective
I
one.
also feel like Shan was extremely broken.
Well,
I mean,
Shan was
a great
actually
character.
quite underpowered when we started. Things
That's
had to
true.
change quite a lot along the way, and I think we overcorrected. And then you came in by the time we had overcorrected. But I think towards the end he was like a reasonable character. But I do think that by the end, by trying to make the realist a reasonable character, we had made the realist and the opportunist too close mechanically.
yes.
That was an issue. So I understand why that has changed.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like was kind of what I mentioned. That, like, this was a problem that we had at the beginning, where, like, so at the beginning, the way that it worked was that you would. What did your might do at the very beginning? You know what? Let me check. Because I have that history. So the very first. Boy, this is an ancient character shit. No, it was also ancient. Even. Convincing facsimile. So I think at the beginning it was a facsimile thing. Yeah, and then we moved to the whole I am missed if the natural roll is mirrorless.
Right.
Both on the character and the facsimile. That was profoundly broken.
Yes.
So then we went to that working just on the character, I believe. And then it became, but the problem is that with that rule, the way that it worked was it made it so that Clock of Caprice, the plus 1d6 to defense, was just pointless to have, because
Right.
If the enemy had rolled, like an 8 or whatever on their dice, right, like having bonus defense just wouldn't matter.
Right.
And if they had rolled less than that, my concealing folds, the natural ability, would just make them miss.
Yeah.
So the way that we changed it was that when we would roll for Clock of Caprice, like the 1d6, the triggering attack would miss if the roll was less than half by might.
Okay.
Which was kind of a normal, like, it was kind of a similar in terms of probability, but at least it would make the 1d6s all matter again.
Right.
And that was a problem. And I think that now we're back to a point where this 1d6 roll, which is supposed to be like a core piece of how the realist work, it just doesn't matter again. Because now I'm gonna make my might 6, right? And then
it just gets
it's
canceled.
6. Yeah. And then I have no reason to make my might more than 6.
Right.
And then I'm just gonna always roll 6 on the die, and my defenses are 20, 18, 18, and I have no reason to, like, ever roll a d6 at any point.
Right. Because it's all pinned in place.
Yeah.
Well.
And I think that's kind of an issue to have this mechanic that just stops mattering.
Yes.
Like, you're like, this is the core mechanic of your class. Once you reach level 8, it stops mattering.
It's gone.
Like, I think that is a problem. Like,
well, for those of us who hate rolling dice, it is not a problem.
I mean, I get it, but like, I think then either you change the core mechanic of the class.
I completely understand. Yeah, that can be replaced by something else if it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, or
especially you're not even halfway through the character tree yet.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Or you should just change the character option, which maybe is a thing that should happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I don't have. I need to think about it. I don't have a great
answer for what.
Yeah, I don't know what it should look like now. I need to have a think.
Yeah. Well, I'll poke around a little bit with it. I'll do a couple builds and see what works and what doesn't.
All right.
All right, man.
Anyway,
I'm gonna hit the
talk
hay.
to you later.
Yeah, it was good playing with you. What are you playing tonight?
I don't know yet. Originally, I was thinking Final Fantasy VI because I've been finally managed to start that game, and it's my favorite game of all time. I've been on this plan of playing all the Final Fantasy games in a row, right?
I remember. I think the first time we talked about it, you were on 3.
That sounds possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 is my favorite game of all time. 6 is the reason that I started doing this. That like I kind of got to the point where, like, you know, I kinda no longer. I kind of haven't played Final Fantasy VI in a long time. I guess I might have I might as well just replay all of them.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
How many times have you played it? Would you say?
I have started it probably like 15 times or something. Yeah. I finished it twice.
Yep. That's like me with Morrowind.
Yeah,
I think I've only ever actually beaten Morrowind. I think I only actually beat it, like fully beat it once. But I've probably played it like to almost having beaten it like 90 times.
Yeah, but then I have a friend that might want to hang out. Oh, I've also been playing Persona 4.
Oh, nice. How is it?
Profoundly weird.
You like a lot of really weird games.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, right? This Persona, the Persona series is based around this concept. It's kind of a JRPG.
Okay.
But also, it's set in like modern day Japan.
Okay.
And your character is like a high schooler, and you kind of have to decide if
like everything that happens in Japanese fiction.
Yeah, like
you're a high schooler.
You're a high schooler, and you're kind of in this position where, like, okay, so I have gained the ability to visit another world. So today, I can kind of decide if I want to visit the other dimension and beat up monsters in order to make progress towards, like, you know, finishing this dungeon that I'm halfway through.
Sure.
So that, you know, save my best friend or whatever. But I also kind of have to study for finals.
Nice.
So, like, maybe I should spend the afternoon doing that instead.
The classic dichotomy.
So, like, it's kind of like this weird thing. And, like, the game makes it so that, like, your time is limited. So, like, you're given, like, you're given a, I don't know, you figure out that your best friend is inside the death dungeon or like the 20th of July, and you know that he's gonna die on like the 15th of August. So like, you have a deadline to go save him, but there's all these sort of actions that quote unquote advance time.
Right.
So like, if you want to study, that costs you your afternoon. If you want to go to the dungeon, that costs you the whole day. If you want to, I don't know, go on a date with this girl that you thinking about, maybe you will be dating later, like, you know, because you're like working on boosting your social link with like a bunch of people, and like, you know, maybe you want to date this person. Well, that might cost you your evening. So like, what are you doing? What are you
gonna budget for? Yeah. Huh.
So
that's an interesting concept.
It's very interesting. But it's so, like this idea, this juxtaposition of being like, So like today I have to decide if I want to save the world or study math. It's like it's so odd.
I like that though.
No, it's no. The game
think,
is super good. Persona 4 is old at this point. The game came out in I think 2008, and the version I'm playing came out in 2011. So it's not exactly the most recent of games, but
Yeah, well, neither is Final Fantasy.
no. But Persona 5 came out a year or two ago, and the game is
Okay.
also great. I really recommend. It was the first that I played of the series, and it liked it enough that it made me want to think, maybe I play Persona 4 next, because this game is sweet.
Yeah, I always love it when games, I play a game that has been around forever, but I just never got around to,
Right.
and then it's really good, and then it makes you want to go back and play some of the prequels. The only time that sucks is when the prequels are total garbage.
I will say this much about Persona 4. So, Persona 5 is a game that gets pretty real in terms of approaching some pretty uncomfortable themes like sexual harassment, among other things. But it does so, I think, in a way that is overall positive. Like, obviously, like, you're talking about a tricky subject, right? Like, so...
Sure.
But
it's handled well.
But I think it's handled in a reasonable way. But like ultimately, the harasser in question is portrayed is portrayed very much as the villain, and the harassed person is portrayed very much as the victim, and ultimately the guy gets his comeuppance.
Right.
I feel that Persona 4 has handled some sensitive themes in a way that I am not quite as into, partly because it's just a game that came out 12 years ago, and
Sure.
the world has changed in the interim, especially there's a character that might or might not be gay. It's like the other people keep making fun of him about are you all these gay jokes that I don't think are very the
Right.
subject matter is not handled.
Wouldn't fly in 2020.
It wouldn't fly in 2020 US, but also have in mind that Japan, in terms of LGBTQ rights, and especially the perception of LGBTQ people in culture, not necessarily their rights, but how they're perceived in culturally, has kind of having the discussions that we had 10-15 years ago. They're having them now about the idea of no, actually this is not something to make fun of, and
right.
if somebody's gay, that's perfectly normal, and they should not be harassed for it.
Right.
This
shouldn't be the butt of every joke.
Yeah, the idea of in media, it's okay to portray and actually desirable to portray a gay character without it being a stereotype.
Sure.
That is
that's a new idea.
That's kind of something that there's is being labeled now. It's and if you look at media, for example, right? Look at any media that comes out of Japan, that just doesn't exist. There isn't exactly a billion representation of gay relationship, of healthy, normal gay relationship in Western media either, but in Japan it's just not a thing.
Right.
There's caricatures, but that, and so I think that if it's still not something that is happening very well now, imagine what 2008 might have been.
Right.
So,
right.
So that part is not the best.
It is astonishing how quickly that sort of accelerated into the mainstream, because I was just talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about when Obama was president, which wasn't that long ago, and they said something, and I was like, you have to remember that when President Obama was elected, he was against gay marriage. She was against the legalization of gay marriage, which today sounds completely bonkers. Like,
But also, like,
Can
that's
you
still
imagine-
not, like, the gay marriage is still not legal in a number of European countries,
Right.
right? Like,
But,
that
like,
is, like,
can you
you know,
imagine-
like, in a bunch of places in what is considered, quote-unquote, the Western world, right? Like, we consider
the
having...
civilized world.
I mean, not even the civilized world, but, like, we consider a bunch of Western countries to, like, we consider Western Europe and the US to be at least somewhat homogeneous in culture. For that a lot of things are, like, working in the same way in both ways. But there is a certain amount. For example, gay marriage is not legal in Italy.
Right.
That's not a thing, and that is not a country that you would necessarily, like, imagine. Oh, wait,
As
like,
being super, like, repressive.
Yeah.
And no, that's true. Well, I mean, there are a lot of countries. There's this weird dichotomy that, like, I think because, like,
I mean, in our case, it's because the Pope lives in Italy, but, you know.
right.
I can just tell you the reason. It's the Pope's fault, but...
It's the center of the Catholic universe is in the Vatican. But, like, I think a lot of times, and I think I even do this sometimes subconsciously, but, like, we conflate the idea of countries that are sort of like more comfortable with sexuality in general with being countries that are going to get it right on LGBTQ issues. And it's like, just because a country produces an enormous amount of pornography or has nude beaches does not mean they're going to get anything right about LGBTQ issues.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, like, to be fair to Japan, like, those discussions are now being had. Like, that is a moment where the country is actually trying to, like, you know, find like, it's better now than it was 10 years ago, and it's probably going to continue to improve. But
you know, even in areas where there has, you know, it has moved so quickly in this country. Like, it's one of those things where I imagine, like, the tipping point, that there's got to be a tipping point in almost any country. And in the United States, you know, we just happened to hit that tipping point. And when we did, it was like the change was so fast, it caught people off guard. And I think that a lot of countries, you know, it's not like they're behind. It's just because that tipping point made everything move so quickly, like, it seems like the US is actually a lot further along than we are, because it wasn't that long ago that we were completely repressive about all of this stuff.
And also, like, you know, there's a number of European countries that, from this point of view, like it's not even necessarily a matter of just laws, right? Like, it's really just a matter of, like,
society at large.
Like, yeah, society at large, culture at large.
Yeah.
How
much is
like depictions in media, that sort of thing. There's a number of countries, like, there is a number of countries that, in terms of both laws and culture at large, are doing better than the States are.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
The States kind of are in this position where they also make a big chunk of the media that the entirety of the, again, quote-unquote, Western world consumes.
Right.
So,
and, well, I mean, even the entire world.
Yeah.
So
automatically, like, it's like it is less acceptable from this point of view from the States not to set the trend, because they have a bigger power to influence whatever I'm doing, and B, it's just less it's more noticeable.
Right. And it creates bigger ripples because you're exposing more people to the media.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you go to bed and figure out what
Yeah.
to do with the rest of the stream.
Yeah, man.
You said I think I'm gonna go to bed like 20 minutes ago, and then we chatted about random garbage.
Are you still working from home?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Gotta monitor those particles.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna monitor themselves.
Yeah. Well, call me if you see one going faster than the speed of light.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
I want to know before the media does. I'm
For
not going to
sure.
tell anyone. I just want to know.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Talk to you later,
Good
man.
night.
Bye. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. And we're going to be back in like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes with some, I don't know, something. I haven't figured out what to do, but we'll figure something out. Talk to you later.